A while back when I made a DVD and Blu-ray update, although I'm gonna change the title of these videos from now on, I started talking and I wasn't in the chair, and then I just snapped my finger. That was bad. That's better. And there I was. Well, this time it's a little less fancy. It's you know, the walk of shame or whatever. No, but I hate to mention this in every video that I make, but still having the problems with the editing and things. When I've said before, I've made 2 updates so far since I got the since I've had the problem or whatever, and I filmed those, you know, with the camera pointing down, and I said that I wanted to do that when I can't edit the files because I feel more comfortable when I do them this way. I don't feel comfortable if I can't cut stuff out. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's what I was saying. But I thought that the problems would be solved sooner, and I kind of feel like getting back to this sort of format now. It's really loud outside, I hope you can't hear it. Yeah, so I'm just gonna do it this way, and you know, whatever. I think it's gonna work out. So yeah, it does look like I'm gonna have to get another computer though. Hopefully not, but I think I might have to do that. Anyway, I realized it's been 2 weeks since my last update, since my last DVD update, not unboxing, but since my last update. And like I said, I'm gonna switch the title here because I've been thinking about that for a while. I've titled them DVD updates, and they really, I've shown most of them before in unboxings or haul videos, and it really is not an update in that sense. It's more like a review video or what I've been watching. So that's what I'm gonna title them from now on. But it's the same thing. It's just another title of the video. But yeah, it's been 2 weeks since my last one, and I really haven't watched too much stuff. I'm gonna start with showing what I have watched, what I've been watching the most, because that's what has been taking up my time when it comes to watching stuff, and that is ER. And yeah, I've been talking about this before. This is season 4. I actually only have one episode left of season 5, but since I'm not completely done, I just thought that I would wait with that one until next update. I could have just included it, but whatever. It's season 4 of ER. I don't know if there was anything else that I wanted to add with this season. I don't think so. The show is, I was gonna say going strong, but well, that's not the right expression here. It's still good. It's still great. Yeah, it's I like it. I don't know. I don't have anything else to say, I guess. Then we have a movie which I don't know why I decided to watch this in the middle of the summer. You could say I don't know why I decided to watch this, period, because I don't know. It's called I'll Be Home for Christmas, and it's a Christmas movie, family Christmas movie with some kind of stupid drama and romance thrown in there, and it's with Jack Palance, and also it's a Christmas movie which I got for a cheap price, and I like watching Christmas movies. This one I'm not going to go into details what it's about, but it's a very average Christmas movie, one of those hundreds of very weak Christmas movies which you might find cozy to watch during the holidays, but I was gonna say no other reason to watch them, but here I am in the summer and I watched it, so I guess I proved myself wrong there right away, or whatever. But something weird here on the back. I've never seen this before, or at least this is the worst description of the back of the movie on the back that I've ever come across on a DVD. You have the Danish, Norwegian, and Swedish plot description or whatever, and it seems like someone who doesn't know Swedish very well has translated it into Swedish, because there are grammatical errors, stuff that doesn't make any sense, more than a few spelling errors, and you can see the Swedish flag right there, and the text is not really that long, and they managed to cram a lot of mistakes in there. Anyway, I've never seen that before, so I thought that was fun. Just thought I'd mention. Then we have a movie which is a DVD and Blu-ray combo, but it's a DVD-sized case with a Blu-ray color. You know, Leaves of Grass, a movie by Tim Blake Nelson. He also is in the movie, co-starring alongside Edward Norton, who is the main star, playing two twins, identical twins. Also in the movie is Susan Sarandon, and Richard Dreyfuss is in the movie too. This felt like, I'm actually not sure if Tim Blake Nelson is a sort of established director or what, if he has done stuff before. I forgot to look that up, but it feels like an actor, someone who's been acting, who that's what he's been doing, and he has this idea for a movie that he wants to make, but he doesn't really know too much about directing. But he makes a movie, and the result is okay. But it feels obvious that it's not a director who made it. He has directed it, but it doesn't feel like a director, if you know what I mean, who made it. If it makes sense. I don't know if that's the case or not, but that's how what it feels like. It's really badly filmed. I think the angles and cinematography, I don't know, it's just kind of boring to look at. Not that much. I don't know. I wasn't a big fan of this. I thought that I was gonna like it a little bit more, but I can't say that I liked it that much. It's a sort of a semi-black comedy with some crime in there, and not great. This movie was definitely a pretty good one, which I want to rewatch someday because I feel like it could be a grower. I want to like it more than I did. Some aspects of this I really do like. Some aspects are really great. Some of the stuff I don't know. But anyway, it's Beautiful Girls, which looks like a very average, boring romantic comedy. And maybe to some people it is, but I think to most people it's a little more than that. This has a great cast. It's by Ted Dem to begin with. Stars Matt Dillon, Timothy Hutton, Rosie O'Donnell, well, star/co-star, Michael Rappaport, Mira Sorvino, Uma Thurman, and also what's his name? David Arquette, I think. He's in this a little bit. So a pretty good cast. Oh, Natalie Portman too. Yeah, it's not bad at all. It's definitely a good one. This grabbed me right away from the beginning. It was very touching how he goes back to his hometown where there is going to be a reunion with his old school and classmates, and they still live there, but he has moved on, but he goes back to see them all for this reunion. It's not really about the reunion though. It takes place outside of it more. And in the beginning it's about him going back, and they play this very good song, which I'm not sure what song it is, but that song and those sequences just made me really get into the movie right away. So, there was just this very touching thing about I just felt very touched right away. But it's that's Beautiful Girls. I'm gonna have to revisit that someday. Then we have a movie which I am sad to say that I can't really see how this is such a big classic, because that's pretty much what I've gathered. It's supposed to be a bit of a classic. It's called The African Queen, and it's by John Huston, and it's with Humphrey Bogart and Katharine Hepburn, so big names there. I did not care for it that much. This is mainly about the romance between these two people, and that's what they've put the most effort into. So I guess if you don't enjoy that aspect of the movie too much, then you're not gonna enjoy it that much. And I was looking for other things. I was looking for, cause it's about a bit of it's an adventure. They have these two characters have to get from one place to another on a boat over a river or whatever, or along a river. Grammar. Yeah, they don't put a whole lot of effort into showing that much more than their acting and their chemistry. And I kind of wanted more visual stuff. I wanted more the sort of the few special effects there are really bad. most of the time, and I could not get into that, and I didn't care too much for the romance and for the chemistry. It just was, I couldn't get into it. I thought that I was gonna like it, but I did not, unfortunately. Then we have first Blu-ray of the update, and it's Mud, which I unboxed recently. I think it was my last video actually, and it's yeah, I liked it. I thought it was a little too long. Maybe they could have done it a little in maybe 20 minutes shorter than this, because it's like 2 hours 10 minutes. After like half an hour I was thinking, I had enjoyed it a lot up until that point, and I was thinking like, well, now something needs to happen to set the movie on a different course, because it's getting a little tedious. And actually that was a pretty appropriate place to have that thought, because right about that time something did happen and changed the course of the movie a little bit. But despite that, certain things that followed weren't to my liking. I don't like having spoilers in my videos, but if I do, then I always warn about them, so just so you know, there's going to be a bit of a spoiler here. But in this movie, well, I'm not going to explain the plot because it's going to take too long, but there is, maybe I'm going to have to explain it. Well, let's see how this goes. There is, people are looking for Matthew McConaughey, basically. He's hiding out, and the people who are looking for him, they're mainly gangsters. Sure, the cops are looking for him too, and you see that in a scene where they're stopping people who are driving on this road and asking them about, have you seen this man? But except for that, it's mainly about gangster people looking for Matthew McConaughey's character. And I thought that was a little over the top, or a little dumb or out of place and unnecessary. I would have liked for the search for him to be mainly by the cops, and he was running around and he needed help by these two kids, which is the plot of the movie, but he needed help with, well, not really, but the gangsters were involved, the people who wanted him because of not legal reasons, but because he had killed a man of theirs or whatever, and they were after him because of that. And I was just like, well, that's unnecessary. I didn't care for that too much. They should have just stuck to the legal side of it all in the hunting sequence or tracking him down sequence aspect. Am I making sense? Because I feel like I'm being very well, okay. But I thought that was a little. I didn't like that, and the last shootout sequence, I didn't like that at all, actually. But there are some really good things in this movie. I might rewatch it someday. Just a little too. Fuck, I don't know. I just didn't like it that much. Those parts of it. Then we have my steelbook, which I also unboxed recently, and it is ReAnimator, the Second Sight release. I do believe that, well, I have a DVD, which is a pretty nice DVD and has pretty much all of the special features here, but it might not have the ReAnimator Resurrectus documentary, which I watched and which was good. Anyway, the movie, I watched the movie again and I liked it more than last time. Then I watched it, yeah, the documentary, some interviews, listened to parts of a commentary track. There are two commentaries, one with Stuart Gordon, and one with, which was the one that I listened the most to, Brian Usna and the cast. Brian Usna, I guess he kind of produced it or something. Yeah, he produced it. Yeah, it's a horror classic, obviously, and just gonna check the time real quick. Okay. Yeah, no, but I like it more than before, which I'm happy to say, and very nice release. I'm happy to have this. Let's see. Next up, very different movie. Bottle Shock. This one, it says here they compare it to Sideways and Little Miss Sunshine, which is a pretty appropriate comparison, especially sideways. I feel it's it does center a lot around wine, though, the wine industry and vineyards and making the perfect wine, and almost every scene is in some way connected to wine. You know, either they talk about it or something that happens in the scene happens because of something which had to do with wine in some way or other. And you can see here Alan Rickman's character, he's holding bottles of wine on the cover, and there is landscapes of the vineyard here, I guess, of the grape fields or whatever, where they grow the grapes. Yeah, if you don't like that, then you might not get into the movie. If you do like it, though, I'd say it's a must-watch, but it's not really necessary to be into wine. I am very fascinated by the wine industry, or this whole wine tasting thing, whatever. There's something about that which I find interesting. I don't like wine, and I can only taste the difference between red and white, and I don't know any other difference between them. I mean, red wines are red wines. I can't taste any difference between different kinds, because I don't like it, and I never drink it. So I don't know why I'm interested with the whole culture, if you will. I don't know, but anyway, it was fine. Also stars Chris Pine, Freddie Rodriguez, who's in 6 Feet Under, Eliza Dushku is in this, Bill Pullman. It's a little a fun little cozy movie, which I definitely enjoyed. Have a few more to go here. This one is Sukiyaki Western Django by I was gonna say by Quentin Tarantino, but he's in it, but it's by Takashi Miike, and I'm a little confused. It's called, first of all, Sukiyaki Western Django. There's a movie called Django from the 60s, an Italian movie, and there are a couple references to this, kind of visual references. Of course, it's in the title too, but a couple scenes in the movie which, if you've seen the movie Django from the 60s, then you're gonna recognize those scenes, which feels like a bit of a tribute to Django in particular, which I'm sure it is, because otherwise it's, well, anyway. But I also read that it is actually a tribute to spaghetti westerns you know, as a whole, or whatever, which also makes sense. But this movie is, they are you know, Japanese actors, but they're speaking English. It's not dubbed. They speak English with heavy accents, which I thought was a little weird, to be completely honest, and that sort of took away a little bit from their acting skills somehow. And well, also it just looks ugly. The movie doesn't look very good. Some scenes are cool, very cheesy, but kind of fun, but most of it just is very ugly and not very pleasant to look at, especially these sort of flashback sequences or whatever. They have this yellowish tint or whatever to the quality of the video, or the, you know, and it just looks ugly as hell, and I don't know why they decided to do that, because yeah, I don't know. I hadn't heard too good things about this, to be fair, but I thought that I would enjoy it, but I did not really. No, I didn't like it. Then we have the last movie here before I have two music DVDs that I'm gonna briefly talk about. But the last movie is Undercover Blues with Kathleen Turner and Dennis Quaid, which I thought was a lot of fun. It is a pretty average comedy, but I really enjoyed it, mainly because the actors, they're all pretty good. Has a good cast, as I said, Kathleen Turner and Dennis Quaid, and also, let's see, Stanley Tucci is great in this, and Tom Arnold is in this, and other people I recognize, but I don't know their names, the actors' names. But yeah, good cast, and they did a good job, all of them, comedy-wise, you know. And it's a fun little movie. I enjoyed it. It's about, they are spies. They're a couple. They're retired and they have a baby, and they can't be doing this stuff anymore, the spying stuff. But they get this one last job, if you will, and the plot is made out to be like centering around the fact that they now have a baby too, and they need to deal with that alongside all of this spy business. But the baby is really sort of just in the background, but it's made to be pretty central here on the cover and by the plot, and the baby is even on the back in 2 pictures. And but the baby is not in the movie that much. The baby doesn't really. It's not of much importance. It doesn't. I was thinking something like there was gonna be something like Baby's Day Out, where there's a baby who's making all kinds of havoc or whatever, who's causing a bunch of destruction inadvertently, and they need to deal with that. But it's not like that at all, actually. It's just about them, and the problem is the gangster and well, yeah, I guess gangsters that they're facing. So yeah, just I don't really care. I just thought that I would mention because yeah. Anyway, a little misleading maybe, but yeah. No, I thought it was good. Stanley Tucci is really funny. He's such a great actor, very versatile. He can do it all. It feels like, and yeah. No, it was fun. Definitely, I really enjoyed it. If you like comedies, I think you can check it out. It's a lot of fun. So last 2 DVDs are 2 music DVDs. Got them from Sweden Rock about a month ago. First is Under Blood Red Skies with Dismembered. Dismembered, they're a Swedish death metal band, one of the first and most classic Swedish death metal bands. They don't exist anymore, but this is from maybe one of their last tours, I guess, because it's from 2008, and I think they disbanded in 2009 maybe. The gig on here, there's one gig on the DVD. It's not great. It's a death metal gig. Didn't really like it that much. Mainly, I bought this because of the second disc, which is on the road footage. It says here, this disc is filled with interviews, live clips, and backstage material. Yeah, but it wasn't really that good either. It was it's an okay DVD, not great. I did get to know the band more than before, which is always nice, but can't say that this is one of the better music DVDs that I have, and I don't have that many either. So, but it was okay. This one, however, was a little better. It's Imagine